Yeah, I've had like a couple friends actually that have said like, I don't know, like I've been thinking about massage therapy. I'm like, you should do it. It's, like it's not a huge commitment as far as school is concerned. All you have to go to school, see if you like it. If you like it, it's such an easy, like, there's so many different things you can do as a massage therapist. Literally, there's something for everyone.
What is going on, guys? Andrew with Pride. Today we have got Carey Kytle, who is actually one of my massage professors and one of my clients. And technically, I think I was sort of one of your clients one time. Did you ever work on me? Did you ever massage me?
No. In school? Okay. I mean, I worked
like doing like little stuff like that. Yeah, we did
some like modality stuff, but
that's what it was. Yeah. You worked on me a couple times through some modalities. Yeah. No. Well, anyway, so you've been a massage therapist for a good little while now, and you're actually kind of leaving the profession, which, well, not necessarily leaving it, but kind of making like a lateral shift more so into mine. You and I are kind of making a little bit of a switch where I'm going training more so into massage and you're going massage more so into training. Yeah. I thought it'd be interesting to kind of hear what it is that's making you want to make that shift. But before we get into that, what's kind of your backstory? Give me the rundown on Miss Kytle.
Do you want me to tell me about myself?
Yeah.
Tell all of us about me?
I want everyone to know all about you. Favorite color, favorite food, everything.
My name's Carey. I've been a massage therapist for 16 years now, which is a wild thing for me to say. I started in massage, when I was 19, I was licensed. And have loved it. I still love it. And just got into personal training. I've been teaching I taught at Milan Institute when I was, 12 years ago is when I started teaching, and I got into kinesiology. And then 5 years ago, I started teaching at TMCC. I was originally hired to teach kinesiology for the massage therapy and personal training department. And then kind of branched out and picked up a few more classes just from my experience at teaching at Milan Institute, and just really have just loved teaching kinesiology. And that's, I think, why I was able to dive really just headfirst into personal training right out of the gate, because I had a lot of academic knowledge of the human body and the muscles.
Yeah, I've always told people, like, if you've worked in like one thing as far as like the human body goes, pretty much anything else that you do, and it's going to end up being a lot easier. Like, school for massage therapy was cake for me, and the PT certs for you, probably cake, I would assume. Because most of that shit you just figure out pretty quickly. Yeah. So what was it that actually made you want to get into massage originally? What kind of drew you to that?
My mom was an esthetician. She still is a practicing esthetician, and she was working with 5 massage therapists, and I was in Las Vegas going to school at UNLV, just majoring in drinking and partying and spending my parents' money. And I think my parents were getting very pissed off at me. And my mom suggested for me to try to do massage. And I actually shot it down and said, like, I don't like touching people. But then I just felt so lost. Like, I was doing valet, which I was making a lot of money, and it was fun for me, but I didn't want to continue to do valet for the rest of my life. So I just one day walked into the massage school down there and signed up and fell in love with Eastern medicine. Shiatsu really kind of just changed me, and I didn't look back. And it really did. Like, I grew up really quickly in massage therapy school and came back and opened up my own business, and have been doing, like, I've done everything in the massage realm besides work under a chiropractor. I've done urgent care, worked for 2 DOs.
What is DOs?
Doctor of
osteopath.
Osteopath, yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, what is a DO? they're like a more homeopathic version of an MD, I would say.
Right. Yeah.
But they were doing, I would consider them like close to chiropractors, though. They did a lot of adjustments. I worked at Canyon Ranch in Tucson. It's a big spa. And then I owned my own business. I've done it all.
Which one of those did you find the most value in, and why?
I would say, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but really working in the spa, it came at a pivotal point of my career. Too. Yeah. It came at a really pivotal point in my career. I was practicing for around 6 or 7 years, and I was starting to get really burnt out and didn't really have any direction. And the my business that I was running was like, I was struggling with. I was struggling to figure out how to not get burnout and just kind of like what to do. I was just struggling with direction as far as like massage therapy, what kind of massage therapist I was going to be. And I moved to Tucson, got a job at Canyon Ranch, and they like the strict professionalism and just the no bending of anything really like helped me. I think that I needed to be kind of like put into like a hallway and only allowed to go one direction in massage. And I just practiced Swedish and deep tissue. They taught me exactly how they wanted me to drape also and how to talk to the clients. It was like 16 hours of a professionalism course. They sent me to a ton of continuing education.
Wow.
And I worked there for 8 or 9 months. And after about 6 months, I got really burnt out. Like at one point I would work 6-hour shifts and around 5 hours. I was like, is this the guy with the hip thing or was that my last client? I don't know. Right. I would just kind of lose track of what was going on. So I knew it was time for me to leave, but I came back with tons of ideas, exactly like what I wanted to do as far as like opening up a business and being professional and being confident. And I think I needed to work with a lot of other massage therapists around the world to help my confidence and to learn a lot. And that was huge. Like I traded with tons and tons of massage therapists that have had experience from Eastern medicine to Western medicine all around and have been practicing for 20 plus years. Right. And it's just their life. So it was a really cool experience.
So you brought up, the professionalism, really quick story. I'll find it in our chat and I'll have Glenn toss it up in here. But there was a TikTok video that I found. Yeah, you already know. Yeah. There's a TikTok video that I found of some massage therapist, and he is, for lack of a better word, like, I wouldn't say it's like erotic, but very suggestively like holding clients' hands and stuff like that. And it's like, don't get me wrong, if you're like doing something where you're like moving someone's wrist around, like I suppose you could do that. But the way that this guy did it, so I sent it to you and you were just like, oh my fucking God, I thought that was you. I was like, Andrew, what do you do? It's like, as far as the professionalism and stuff like that, what did that kind of look like for you? Like, were there things that it was like, they're like, no, also don't do that. No, also don't do that. Like, was there anything surprising about that for you?
I think really it was the way you talk to clients. It really taught me to listen too. So like just introducing myself and just being calm and just saying, hello, my name's Carey. I'll be your massage therapist today. And retaining what their name is and holding on to their name and using their name back at them a few times. Like, and I was still really young. So this was all like just huge for me. Right. But really making the clients, really making the clients like feel like they're there as clients and that they are the most important thing for that next hour and a half, you know? And I think that they taught us how to stand, like with just our arms behind our back. And I still kind of do that just so I don't like, it's really just as far as body communication goes. And so that was really helpful for me. And I don't know, really, like I think it just was another thing that kind of pushed me into growing up.
Right.
So that's what I love so much about massage therapy too, is that I have so much experience in it, and it's been it's been the biggest part of my life. I haven't been this committed to anything forever, my entire life, besides massage therapy. There's nothing that I can say that I've practiced or been with for 16 years. Right. And still love and cherish and, so I definitely I love it.
So you did bring up the little bit of burnout that started happening with the spa gig. Why is it that you think the burnout was so much quicker with that versus all the other forms of massage that you've done?
I think it's because in the spa world, somebody just comes in, they're there for a massage. They all have the goal umbrella is the same of just relaxation, or like deep tissue, but they usually just like deep tissue for relaxation. And just that over and over and over again was just really getting me. And there weren't a lot of massage therapists that practiced deep tissue. And I was one of the 3 out of 150 massage therapists.
What?
Yeah. A lot
How
of them.
How is that not just standard? to learn?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
They would refuse to, because it is really hard work, like and really it depends on how you're practicing though. I know, I came in knowing how to practice deep tissue. I actually think it's easier because you just lean your body weight into somebody.
I think it's way easier, like gliding really slow, like light strokes. I find those to be exhausting because it's like, instead of you just kind of like leaning and like leveraging your body properly, you have to like hold yourself steady and make sure that you're like not putting too much pressure and stuff like that. Like, it sounds really funny to say it, guys, but like, think of it like, if you wanted to like set your fingers really, really lightly on a table, it's, hovering them lightly so there's just a little bit of pressure sitting on the table versus just leaning into the fucking table. Yeah. Like one of these things.
Taking a break.
Like I honestly feel like deep tissue is taking a break. Yeah. Truly.
And that's how, I think that I would say in the last maybe 20 years, they just started teaching this though in school. And really, in 2007 was when everything started to be super regulated.
What was it like before that?
We still had to get, it wasn't a national certification like MBLEX. It was another big test. But it was like 150 questions and it was a nightmare. People think the MBLEX is a nightmare, and I'm like, no. That test before was a freaking nightmare.
Dude, I thought the MBLEX was so hard, and then I like talked to someone, and they were like, no, it's because when you do good, they give you even harder questions. Oh yeah. And I was like, oh okay, good. Yeah. Some of this shit was crazy.
Yeah, it's a living, breathing test for sure. Yeah, it's a cool test, but even before that, it was just people were just like, they would go to school. It's kind of like personal training, and personal training is the wild, wild west. It's actually,
dude, training is fucking insane. Like, you're experiencing that fresh now. Yeah. You can literally get a training certification done in like a fucking month. Yeah. And then just like, boom, there you go. And guess what? You don't know a fucking thing. Yeah. Like,
I think that's one of the reasons why I was like, I'm opening up a gym. I'm going to become a personal trainer because I can't believe, you can get your certification in your sleep. Anybody can go in, start working out, love working out, and go, I want to do this exact same thing for everybody, not knowing any other knowledge and hurting people. Yes, dude. Because I'm so anti-injury.
Glenn, you could get a PT certification. As long as you've been working with me, you know enough about it that you could probably get a PT certification with maybe a month of study. You would fucking suck, but you could get it. Oh, that would suck. And the thing is, like, not to toot my own horn, but I mean, like, you've been training with me too. So like you've actually gotten like way, way better information than what you'll actually get through a standard PT cert. So it's like, you'd probably be better off than a lot of people in the beginning, which is kind of funny. It's crazy, dude. It's nuts how easy it is to get it. And like,
it's scary.
I even remember thinking that as I was going through massage school, where I was like, God damn, dude, like there's some real ass information in this that, I didn't learn until I was like 2 months, probably like at least my first year into training, where it was like, I started getting deeper into like kinesiology and deeper into like muscle imbalances and stuff like that. And it was like, this is shit that PTs should learn. And they don't for whatever reason. Yeah. Maybe they do now, but I know at the time they didn't. Yeah. Yeah. So making that shift, it's interesting that you kind of got to notice that, of just like how the wild, wild west it really is.
I'm still very new, and just my head explodes all the time.
It's even worse online. It's even worse.
No, yeah, I can't. Yeah.
There are people that I know who have 500,000 followers on TikTok, and they sell exercise programs, and they're not trainers. Yeah. You don't have to be.
It's just them like working out in their kitchen.
Yeah, that's all you really got to do. You just got to freaking post a workout program and be like, hey, I'm not a trainer, but here's a program I wrote, and boom, people buy it. You're good to go.
I know, you just got to get abs.
Yeah, honestly, 100%. I've said that forever. Yep. Where it's like, if you want to be a good trainer, all you need to do is have abs and have a little bit of size on you. Yep. Like even like over this last year or whatever, because I've gained like a ton of weight. The period of time where I had a 6-pack, and the period of time right now, it's a lot easier to get clients a few months ago when I had fucking abs. It's crazy. Not that it really matters, but yeah, it is what it is. So you getting into massage, are there like obvious things that it's like, oh, if someone has these kind of characteristics, you should not be a fucking massage therapist? Let's say like 3.
So this is kind of a hard question for me to answer, because I think that anything could be worked around in massage therapy. There's kind of something for everyone, essentially. But I would say if you find yourself being chronically dishonest, really struggling with being transparent, I would say massage might not be the option for you.
How does that kind of cross over? Like, it seems obvious, but like, how would that kind of cross over into like, hey, if you're like a chronic liar, probably don't get into massage. Why is that?
I don't think that it definitely doesn't breed trust, and trust is one of the foundational pillars, for somebody to relax on your table, especially in a vulnerable position of being all disrobed or maybe just in their underwear and trusting you, and they're there to relax. And also you can just be a total crook as a massage therapist. Somebody comes in. One of the questions you get asked all the time is, when do you want me back? Like, when do you suggest that I come back? And you can be like, well, what are you doing next week? When really they don't need a massage again next week.
Yeah. You see that a lot in chiropractic, where they quite literally teach. And I would say this to a chiropractor, so anyone who's going to fucking share this to someone, I'll say it to their face too. A lot of chiropractors, part of what they're taught is to actually get people back in every single week. And that's madness. If you have to see someone every single week, are you really getting them results? And I would say that applies to massage as well. If you have to see someone, don't get me wrong, if someone wants to come in for a massage every week, that's different. But if they have to see you every week forever, are you changing anything? No. Yeah. And like somebody, maybe you're brand new as massage therapist, and somebody asks how long you've been practicing, and it's your second month, and you stretch it to 8 or 9 months. That person's going to trust you a lot more, and then you are going to trust yourself and have more confidence with what the lie, this the lie kind of that you tell
thing that you just said. Just things like that. And people, it's not a good way to build clientele. It's not a good way to have coworker. Like, it's hard
just
to keep up with
lies.
It's not a great way to live your life. Honestly,
as soon as you tell one fucking lie, like because the best thing about not lying is you don't have to fucking remember anything.
Yes, and the best thing about massage therapy also is that really you just like have you have soap notes that are very general of like what the client is telling you and what you feel and notice, and that's it. Like, there's nothing else. You're not a therapist, so there's only so much information you need to retain, and I would suggest to just like pick that information and only retain that. And absolutely. Keep it super professional too. Like, it's just, that's huge.
Yeah. Well, the honesty thing too is interesting, because there was actually a question on the MBLEX that was like, if you have one client who is not very financially well off, and you have another client who is very financially well off, what does it mean if you're charging these people different prices? And it was like financial abuse, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know people in the training world anyway, who do that, where they charge different clients different rates.
Yeah.
And just because they know someone can afford more. And that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I actually really like the honesty thing. That's a really fucking good one. What else? What's another one? Oh, no, go ahead. Continue.
It's also, just like if you have like a 6 o'clock slot open, and somebody asks you, and they're like a client, they're like, not really. Or it's maybe somebody that you like much more. Like, you gotta just pick that first person. If you have the 6 o'clock slot open, you have it open no matter who they are. And that's like definitely something that's...
And that's also just like integrity. Like, it gets hard.
Yeah. Totally.
Like, we've all been... This might sadden some people here, but we've all been in positions where, we had a client that we maybe didn't necessarily vibe with 100%. And like, that temptation of just like, fuck, like, I don't want to do this today. It comes up. It does. And you still have to, as a professional, you still have to work with that person and give them everything. Yeah. And it really, like, I think when I was younger, that was really hard for me, and I would just like grit my teeth and do it. Now I lean into it a lot, because I grow. Yeah. You have to change your mind around people. As a professional, as a human, I want to learn to manage and work with every single person that walks into my door, whether I'm doing massage therapy or personal training. Yeah, absolutely. What else? What is number 2? I would say, like, this one's really obvious. If you're cruel, if anybody's ever called you cruel in your life, maybe you got it. Like, I would look into that deeply, and massage might not be the option for you. Just, it's very obvious. We're in the healthcare profession, and we need to be present and listen and be sweet and not cruel. I'm trying to think of what cruel is. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a way that applies outside of like the obvious of just being like a shitty person. Yeah. But like, dude, there's a small part of me thinks that there are some massage therapists who like it because of like really deep tissue, when it like creates like physical discomfort and stuff like that. Like, there's some people who definitely like that because that's how they are. Like, I think I told you about that one massage therapist who was going so deep on me that I was like crawling off the table, like groaning in pain, right? that guy was having way too much fun during that massage.
Right.
There's no fucking way that that's just like his day to day. And like, it's, I don't know, dude, there's something about that where it's, I totally vibe that, where it's like some people just kind of abuse their position in weird little ways.
Yeah. They like the power differential. They
that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you.
They definitely abuse, just knowing that you are in power and the person on the table is trusting you. And sometimes hopefully you're not cruel. And then the other one would just be aggressive. If you're having any aggression, that's definitely something that you need to like look into and, dampen immediately before you, just again, the listening, the calming, these are all like they're just so obvious, and some people could be listening and go, oh wait, I really love aggressive massage, but there's a big difference. And aggressive massage therapists kind of give other massage therapists a bad name, and that's why people don't like deep tissue. And deep tissue is really just accessing the deeper tissues of the body, because there's layers of muscle, and we want to get into the deeper layers, not like, I want to throw up, this is so deep.
People think deep tissue needs to be painful, and don't get me wrong, like it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable at times and everything like that, but it's, even that, there's like a rule of get people to a certain point. I think like Arnold Schultz's law is like 7 out of 10 or something like that. And it's like, you take people to a 7 out of 10, they determine what a 7 out of 10 is, what is manageable for them. And that's as far as you go. So it's like the whole idea of like, an aggressive or really intense massage, it's like, that is still determined by the client. Like, we don't fucking decide what is aggressive or intense or deep.
It's the client figures all that subjective.
Out. Exactly. Oh God, there was a few other questions that, what do you feel like are some really obvious signs that someone is burning out as a massage therapist? Because that is something that going through school, every single massage therapist that I talk to has and this is when I knew I was burning out story. It's crazy. Every teacher told me about it. Every time we had like a speaker come in, they had a story about it, and it was just like, holy fuck. Like, it doesn't seem like it's a one-time deal. It seems like it just happens a couple times, and then, you will continue through it or you quit at some point. How do you realize that?
I think with me, it's, just personally, it's when I think that I just always like to change things up every like 5 years anyway. But I would say like personally, just like when I don't really get excited to go to work anymore, it starts to feel really like a job. And I do understand that things about a job are going to feel like a job, but I've always been in the profession of not feeling like I'm working. That's been like my life goal, is just to have maybe 60% just practicing what I love and just living my life and not considering it work. And then the 40% work, because that's, you have to work. Right. But I would say like, if you find yourself not listening to your client, like you'll find, you have to listen to your clients, and nobody actually listens anymore. We all have a really hard time listening. But actually actively listening, if you have a hard time with that, and it's really easy to do when you have a full clientele, you've been working on the same people for over, 3+ years. You know exactly what the conversation is going to be every single time. You have, every now and then you get clients that are like, throw different things your way. Like, oh, I was usually more active clients have come in with different things going on. But usually it's the exact same thing over and over. Right. And you have kind of haven't done a lot of continuing education in the last couple of years, so you don't really have too many other tools in your belt, which clients don't really, I found, do not care. You can give them the exact same massage every single time. Predictability is really nice as far as relaxation is concerned. However, as far as a burnout standpoint, it's really hard to give the same massage over and over, even just on that one person. Yeah. So you can have another person come in, you give a different type of massage, but it's still that same massage for that person, or, pretty similar. You're going to burn out. Yeah. And I would like the way to really to stop all of that, it's just continue education. Like, learn as much as you can, read as much as you can, work with as many massage therapists as you can. Even if you have your own business, trade with other massage therapists, talk to them, huge. Like network, do as much as you can, because it's really easy to get isolated in this profession for sure, and kind of just do the same shit over and over and over again.
I always tell other trainers to like buy sessions from other trainers or to mentor under another trainer. Like the best periods, best meaning like where I felt, the most effective were when I was actually actively seeing another coach at least one day a week. Mm-hmm. Not because it was like, I need someone to teach me or train me or what the fuck ever, but it's like even just picking up on people's coaching style, the way they say things. You might pick up a cue or something, or like, the way that they say something. Like it's fucking weird, man. But like just the little subtleties and how people work. And I mean, massage, I can totally see how that would, carry over too. Like physically learning that kind of shit and feeling it too, because I wish I could remember the exact quote, but it's something about how like you don't really know something until you experience it. I can't remember what the quote is or who said it, but like massage therapy, I mean, imagine having never experienced like a really bad trigger point and someone tells you that they have one. Like you just don't even have a frame of reference for it,
Right. Totally. Yeah. It's the networking and talking is just, it's so important. I mean, just that's how I love teaching. It keeps me super honest in what I'm practicing, and then vice versa as well. Yeah. So.
What, out of all the CEUs, the continuing education, the, other people that you've worked with, what would you say was, so as far as like things that you can immediately pick up or that don't require like a ton of prerequisites, what is like one of the better skills or tools that you've kind of picked up as a massage therapist that like a novice could go out and do?
Myofascial.
Okay.
Hands
myofascial
down.
release,
Yeah,
myofascial stretch.
Release.
Okay, gotcha.
Myofascial release, just learning how to grab the fascia, hold it, and feel it release in different areas. And anybody can really do it also. And it's really hard to hurt somebody doing it also.
Yes.
I would say definitely hands down, and it feels really good also, and you can do a lot in 10 minutes.
It's always
5 minutes.
Yeah, seriously. It's really funny because that's one of those things where I always have to explain to people what is going on when I'm doing it, because it's like, it's almost imperceptible, it's just like this very, very light movement, and it's like you don't really notice it until it's done. Yeah. It's interesting. So was it last year or this year that you opened a Habit?
January
this year. Yeah. Tell us about Habit.
Habit is a private boutique gym in Midtown. It's just 500 square feet. I'm just a personal trainer there, and I see one-on-one. I have a couple semi-privates also. But yeah, I just see clients in person. I do online also, but I have 2 online clients. The rest of them are all hybrid. So maybe they'll come see me once a week, and then they train in the gym, 3 days a week, and I'll program them through there. Yeah. But yeah, I've been just doing that. It's been my life for the last 8 months, and I love it. Some days I wake up and I'm like, I'm maybe too obsessed, but
it's just really, really fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I love it. I've never been more busy, but also never been more happy. I'm still practicing massage 2 days a week. I actually just did a massage before I came in here, and I love it. Massage is my identity, and I think just because I've been practicing it my whole life, and I really do it's a very sacred practice for me, along with, I think, with a lot of people, and it always will be. I'm really excited though that I'm able to fold personal training into what I've had in my experience from my past with massage therapy right into personal training, because I'm definitely more injury prevention. I call myself like more prehab personal trainer. If somebody comes in and is like, I want to lose 30 pounds, I'd probably refer them somewhere else. But if somebody's like, hey, I have had this chronic low back thing for the last 3 years, help, I would definitely sign them up immediately. Or I want to just feel really strong when I'm hanging out with my kids on the weekend. Yeah, absolutely. Things like that. I really love when clients come to see me and their goal is just feel stronger. As far as aesthetics are concerned, that, always comes secondary. But I like to kind of just teach them the movement patterns, how to correctly move their body. And honestly, somebody told me when I was opening up the gym that this was not a solid business plan or business idea, but I really I want to teach my clients how to move their body safely and how to prevent X, Y, and Z from happening. And then they can move on with their life. Because
that person who said that is a big dummy. Because that is exactly what I do. That is literally the best business model you can physically have.
Because then you don't get burnout either, because I'm not working with the same clients for 10 years, which I'm super happy if I work with somebody for 10 years, honestly. I have clients that I've had forever. I love them.
Yeah, but the reason that's so effective is because think about it. If you're with somebody for a year and you don't get results, are you going to keep training with them? Fuck no. Now let's say you're working with someone for a year and you've gotten incredible results. Are you going to keep working with them? Fuck no. And who are you going to tell how much better you feel? All your friends, all your family, and they're going to go work with that trainer now.
Yeah.
Getting someone good enough results that they don't need to work with you anymore is the ultimate personal training business model.
Yeah.
Like I will fucking argue with anybody about that.
Yeah.
That is such a good way to do it.
Yeah. I definitely I think just I work with students, first semester, and then I let them fly. I teach them the basics, and then how to get closer to being an expert, and then how to get a little bit closer and closer. And then I give them all those tools, and then they have all those tools and they go fly. Yep. And that's what I want to do for personal training too. I have that experience and I have that knowledge, and and I feel like it's lacking in the personal training industry. So
absolutely. And again, I mean, the idea of being more prehab focused and working on someone, wanting to be stronger and feel better. How hard is it to find a program that says, here's how you lose weight. Here's how you build 5 or 10 pounds of muscle.
Right.
Not that fucking hard.
Yeah.
How hard is it for, the average person when they go, hey, my hip hurts? You can't just Google hip pain exercise program. You can, but what part of your hip is that working on?
Right.
Is it actually going to work? Does it make sense for you? Is the hip pain happening because of the hip, the knee, the ankle, the low back?
Yeah.
Whatever. So it's getting into the specifics of how someone's body is working, like you said, teaching them to move. That takes precedence over almost anything else, because the reality of the situation is that when someone feels good, they're not in pain, they can move effectively, how is their body going to respond?
Right.
Probably going to build some muscle, probably going to lose some body fat, probably going to get a little stronger. So it's literally just teaching someone to fucking move is giving them every goal they could physically have.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And they're checking in with their body. They're loving themselves too. That's a big thing. I've found that the aesthetic portion of personal training is really tough, because somebody will take pictures and then, work their ass off for 3 months, take more pictures and be like, fuck, what the fuck was nothing has changed. And then just beat the shit out of themselves the rest of just feel so bad. And I understand the importance of progress photos and weigh-ins and measurements. I'm also I'm not super quick to do them on, I don't know. I think maybe just with my personal experience of personal training or with fitness, I'm not super quick to do those immediately. Yeah. But still, I'm really learning what works, what doesn't with my clientele and my business.
So. Well, again, it's a matter of you figure out the specific goals for people. So it's if someone is coming into you and you're hey, let's get you moving, right? The number on the scale isn't going to tell you if they move better. Mm-hmm. Seeing how they move is going to tell you if they move better. Mm-hmm. So again, it's that you get hyper specific with the outcome you're trying to attain. You track that, you work around improving that. Other things will change along with it. But it's when your goal is make someone move better, you take a video of how they're moving, Mm-hmm. So it's you start finding out those things, those specifics, and the body begins to change around it.
Yeah.
So I literally think you are doing everything right. And that, but maybe that's also just because that's kind of what I do. So I'm like, hell yeah. I agree with all this shit. Pat myself on the back.
Yeah. And I think that I've had a lot of crashes and burns in the business world with massage therapy. Mm-hmm. As far as what works and what doesn't. And obviously massage therapy and personal training are different, but they are under the same
They're very similar.
thing.
Yeah, very
so
similar.
As far as how to connect with clients, how to keep clients, how to communicate with them, and how to help them reach a specific goal, it's all the same. So I feel like I definitely have had experience in that already, which
makes
me
your
feel lucky.
experience, is massage therapy or personal training an easier business to build?
I think I will say that massage therapy is easy for me to build because I have a lot of experience, and I I've been practicing for a long time. I'm teaching. I have a lot of I'm a good massage therapist. So I try to say that in like the softest way I can. So it's easy for me to build clientele right now. Out of school, it was very hard for me to build clientele until I got a lot of experience and I had confidence. So that I'll give you that. And then personal training. Yes, I have confidence and some experience, but I really didn't have a lot of experience as a personal trainer. Like as far as actual personal trainer, zero experience. Only working around personal trainers, teaching personal trainers, or to be personal trainer to be yourself. Yeah. And that was very hard for me, but also I felt I built clientele really easy. Right. I'm almost at full clients and I've only been practicing for 8 months. So yeah, I would say that, I don't know, I did have experience to lean on too, and I have the knowledge to lean on. I do, like, I'm able to teach clients exactly what they're doing, why they're doing it, which I think is very helpful, and that helps with client retention. So I would just say, yeah, it's really easy if you have the experience. Yeah. And you can get experience really quickly if you just throw yourself into it. Yeah. And don't half-ass anything. Yeah.
I would say it's interesting because there's kind of like this inverse relationship with it where it's, the barrier for entry to personal training is like down here. It's in the fucking basement. It's really easy to get a cert. But the bar for massage therapy, a lot higher. You actually have to go and get a license and go through, I did it in 2 semesters, but for some people it's like 3 or 4 semesters of school, and it costs a lot more money to get a license for massage, but certification is, I don't know, $500, maybe $1,000. Yeah. The one thing that I will say is I feel like getting clients for a massage so much easier. I can post a thing on Instagram and be like, hey, I have one massage open. Someone will book that massage. Yeah. But if I post, who wants to come do a workout and sweat for an hour and be exhausted after? Yeah. Nobody fucking replies to that.
That's like, that's
so it's a lot easier to fill a slot in the moment, but
no one likes to work out really.
Yeah. But I feel like the thing that sets like exercise and personal training apart is there is this understanding that personal training is something that you do long term. A lot of people think of massage as, one session or 2 sessions and that's it, But most people, when they start exercising, it's like, okay, well, how long are you planning on exercising? Most people will be like, oh, well, for the rest of my life. They don't normally do that. Yeah. But people can at least forecast out an entire year of exercising, logically. Like, that makes sense, but not everyone thinks of massage as, oh, I need a year of massage, or I need ongoing massage at least once a month, or whatever it may be. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. It's very interesting how, like you said, they're so similar and so close to each other, and they have so many parallels to each other, but then they're also so different. Like even just the people who become trainers versus the people who become massage therapists. That is a fundamentally different human. If you look at 90% of massage therapists, versus 90% of personal trainers, it's like those people don't hang out together.
No.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's it's actually a really good point.
It's kind of funny. But yeah, if someone comes up to you and says, hey, I want to get into massage therapy, what's like your immediate I don't know. How do you kind of help them discern if that's a good call for them?
I say do it.
Yeah, just straight up be like, good.
Yeah, I've had like a couple of friends actually that have said like, I don't know, like I've been thinking about massage therapy. I'm like, you should do it. It's it's not a huge commitment as far as school is concerned. All you have to go to school, see if you like it. If you like it, it's such an easy, there's so many different things you can do as a massage therapist. Literally, there's something for everyone, and it just keeps growing and growing. And I think it's one of the coolest professions ever, like maybe the coolest profession. I love really personal training because I genuinely think that the only way that you can reverse age is by exercising. Yeah. So I will say that, but massage therapy is just this. I think that it's important for everybody to learn it because even if it's just for yourself, maybe you slept wrong on your neck, how to help yourself feel better by the end of the day rather than, oh, it's just hurting, it's getting worse, whatever. And I feel like You learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about other people. It's the only profession you can communicate with somebody by just touching them.
Yep.
And the part of yourself that you have to access and the part is, I think, it's such a cool space that there aren't any other professions in the world that allow you to access something like that with another human.
Yeah.
Just no distractions, especially in the world we're living in right now. No phones, no distractions. You are facilitating a connection for the client with their body, and you're also connecting with them. And some people, some clients will be on your table and you're the only person that's touched them since the last time they got a massage from you.
Yeah.
People do not hug. They don't feel comfortable being touched. And then will come in and lay on your table and be able to relax. That just alone right there is something that, what other profession does that exist in? It's
also one of the only times that someone is going to be focusing 100% of their energy on you for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's pretty amazing. The more I'm learning about other humans it's amazing how many people are not able to sit with their own thoughts.
Yep.
And even though you are the only other person, there's another person in the room, the massage therapist, but if somebody isn't going to check in with their body, they are going to check in they're going to be with their thoughts right there. And so they technically are alone with their thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
It's a forced meditation. And that's my practice is meditative massage. And I started doing that when I started working on my friends. I would not want them to pay me for us to just chat the whole time. So I'd always say hey, I practice meditative massage. When we start, I just want you to concentrate on your breathing and what I'm doing. And if you have any questions, obviously you can answer. I'm here, but I really want to concentrate on what your body is feeling with the different modalities that I'm practicing, whatever. And it was really helpful because then I wasn't just chit chatting with my friends.
So are you talking at all? Are you giving any cues or commands during massage?
No,
Really?
I definitely, yeah. So all of my clients, I haven't, God, you can poll all my clients for the last 10 years and maybe 10% of them would say that they talk. And if somebody wants to talk, I talk to them.
Not talking. I mean doing active resisted stretching and stuff.
Yeah, I don't do any of that. I don't like to give I don't like to give my clients any jobs while I'm working on them.
I can dig that.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough for me. I find so much value in the active release stuff like that. I couldn't imagine not doing it. And that's not to say that, you should be doing it.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. It's one of those things that I'm fuck, dude, I use that every single, every hour without fail.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine not doing it.
Yeah. I mean, when I do CEUs, I'll do some releases where, I do give instruction, but it's very minimal. And I'll ask them to take a deep breath, things like that.
Yeah.
But generally there's nothing. I don't like to give, I don't even really I'll move my clients' arms around and stuff, but I don't really put them in any sort of positions or anything either.
Yeah, sure.
I want them to just relax and chill and check in.
Right. Word. Well, fuck, man. This is pretty solid. I mean, I could probably keep going, but I think that's kind of everything that I got in my brain. Is there anything else sticking out for you? Anything that you're really feeling called to talk?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I mean, I would just I think personal training it's also forces you to kind of check in with your body as well. You can go to a gym and be going through something and crank the music and just run through a workout and not actually think about what you're doing. You put a personal trainer next to you, cueing you on every single thing you're doing. You're forced to move that muscle group or move that muscle and check in with your body. And, so I think it's the same thing. And I think that's why I'm aligning so well with both of them. But I just love massage or personal training just as much. But
yeah, they're really two sides of the same coin.
Yeah,
I really like both of them together.
Yeah,
I think it's a good idea for everybody to. Well, for people who learned one of them to learn the other side too.
Yeah,
because it's it is the idea of working with someone versus telling someone how to do things.
Yeah, Yeah, I think that I'm a better massage therapist. I was having a hard time finding things that were going to because I haven't been interested in continuing to grow my business as a massage therapist. So I've kind of dampened the continuing education and went into personal training, and it's made me a better massage therapist. I didn't see that happening at all. And then obviously personal or massage therapy has made me, I think, a good personal trainer.
Yeah. The way that you see people move through personal training. And then, you know, you couple that with the fact of being like, you know, massaging that person, having your hands on them to physically feel what's actually moving and what's causing restriction, stuff like that. I mean, it is, I don't even have words for it. It's just, it's something that is so interesting that, you know, just the, you know, year or actually probably in a week or whatever, it will be exactly a year since I like started doing massage. Started meaning like even considering school and everything. And it's interesting seeing how much I've changed as a trainer just because of having my hands on clients, you know, where I can feel stuff now versus just seeing how they move and telling them about restriction, being able to actually like palpate that kind of stuff. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. It's really nice to have that license to touch them and to be confident in touching them and moving them and shifting them. Like I don't know how it would be without that license to like get,
Dude, I couldn't imagine doing
certification,
doing massage without having like put a huge emphasis on body mechanics, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Holy fucking Christ, dude.
I had to learn the hard way. Yeah, I learned the hard way with body mechanics.
Yeah, dude, I'll see, you know, because I have like a couple people that I know who do like chiropractic and stuff like that. And I'll see the way that they move, and I'm like, oh my God, dude, like how your back must fucking feel like shit. You know, you're gonna need to hire yourself in a few months. It's just, it's crazy, dude. Body mechanics is huge, and that has even affected how I am out on the floor with PT clients. You know, it's wild. Yeah. But anyway, unless you got anything else,
I'm good.
Alrighty, let's end on that note then. Glenn, you got anything? Anything we didn't go over? Alrighty. Hell yeah! I know this is fun. I fucking told you you're good at talking. I fucking told you you're good at talking.
I don't know.
This is super fun. I'm glad we did this.
I'm really bad if I don't have like a PowerPoint or a text.
No, that's just the dumb fucking shit that you're telling yourself. Alrighty.
Knowing that I'm being recorded, I'm like, ooh, yikes!
Ooh, no.
Don't say anything offensive. Don't say anything offensive.
My God, that I've had some offensive podcasts. Let me tell you. Anyway, so. That being said, if people want to find you, if they want to learn more about you or Habit or any of your other stuff, where do they find you and your gym?
My gym, so my Instagram handle for the gym is Habit Reno. The gym is called Habit. My personal is Carey Kytle. And my website is habitreno.com for the gym. And all my info's on there.
Beautiful. Alrighty. Yeah. Well, let's cut it there. Carey, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Andrew.
Alrighty, guys. My name's Andrew. This is Carey Kytle. And until next time, see y'all later.